and welcome to Behind the Wrestler, Season 2, Episode 2, and my guest at this time is none other than Butler. Thank you very much for taking the time out to do this interview with me.
Busy schedule, but it'll be worth it.
So we'll start off with the most generic question that you've probably been asked multiple times. How did you get into professional wrestling, and who inspired you to become a professional wrestler?
I got into professional wrestling because of Shawn Michaels. I think that what the match that stands out for me was Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart WrestleMania 12 when they had their Iron Man match. It was just phenomenal. If anyone wants to know anything about wrestling or how to do wrestling, I would go back and watch that match, and that's where it all began for me. The love of wrestling. Just a great story told in that match. So yeah.
How did your parents react to the fact that you wanted to become a professional wrestler, and not just as a hobby, but you're trying to do it as a job?
I don't really think they were surprised at all, to be honest. I was maybe 3 when I got into it, so and when everyone asked me what are you gonna do, I'd always say wrestling. That's what I wanted to be. So although I don't get paid for it as such, it's still something that I've achieved and done. So. No, I don't think it's a surprise most people, but I have fun doing it, and that's why I do it. So, yeah.
I'm trying to find a facility to train. How was the challenges and all of that coming about?
So when I first went to do wrestling training, I was about 17. So I actually moved up to. I was living in the UK and I moved up to Scotland to pursue that. So I went to Glasgow, went to SSW training with Damien O'Connor, who now wrestles in NXT. So he was my first initial trainer when I first got into it. And then just looking into it, there's about 5 or 6 training schools within Scotland. So I moved closer to a place called SSW. And trained with a guy called Murray Stevenson over there, and over there now there's at least 10 training schools. So I think even now it's more accessible to do wrestling. I mean, over here in New Zealand on the North Island, there's at least 4, maybe 5 that I can think of that you could go to. So yeah, I mean, compared to when I first started to now, there's a lot more. If you want to get into wrestling, there's a lot more schools and everything's a little bit more accessible, which is it's only good.
Your first training session, wrestling training session. How was the preparation and mentality going in?
I think the initial, it's not so much. I've never. Doing the moves and stuff isn't the hardest thing about it. It's actually, it being in the ring doing a match is you can get gassed. It's a lot of cardio. And one of the main things that I was always taught was we have to do a lot of squats. Just because you're constantly getting up and down and moving about the ring. So I mean that I think that first session I must have only done about 300 squats, and my legs the next day were just absolute agony. Now I could do 300 squats without feeling it the next day, but there's some people out there who will do thousands of squats before they're allowed to enter the ring. It's just, if you want your matches to look good, I suppose it's all about fitness and actually going into schools and learning the basics, learning how to keep your opponent safe and how to perform the moves, and it's not you don't ever stop learning. I mean, today at training we were going through lockups, and I was learning stuff today that that I haven't learned before, and I've been wrestling for maybe 4 or 5 years now. So, every day you can, even just a simple thing like a lockup, you can learn so much. So I don't think you should ever stop. Just go, okay, well, I know that now, and just move on. So what was the question to that?
Your first wrestling training day.
Oh yeah, that's what. So yeah. I mean, it was very. It's a lot more cardio than people think. I believe. You just gotta stay, keep fit, and like I said, learn the basics. So yeah.
Leading up to your, eventually you found out you're debuting for the place that you were training with, and going to have your first match. What was the mentality and all of the preparations leading up to your first debut match officially?
Well, my first ever match, I was in a rumble. Rumbles they're a funny thing to be in. And then the next match after that, I was in a rumble again, and I lasted 2 seconds in the rumble, and I was thrown out. And then the next month after that, we had this sort of King of the Ring style tournament, which I actually won. And I mean, it was a very quick, fast learning skill. 3 matches in one night. Each match had to be slightly different to the last one, and to remember what you were gonna do, and keep that same intensity from the first match to the last match as well was difficult. So preparation wise, you just have to get in there and do it, really. I believe, sink or swim sort of thing. Some things you'll get right, some things you'll get wrong. You just gotta.
Mops and stuff are always in the way.
Just gotta do it, eh? Just gotta get in there and do it.
So after you had your first few matches under your belt, and what was the learning experience you took away from the first couple of your matches?
First, learning things to take away, that always work together. If you to put on a good show, I believe everyone has to be pulling the same direction. You can't just have this one ego where you're the best. You need to. Wrestling to me is such a family, family oriented product that you all have to stick together to produce a good show. Everyone's important. The ref, the wrestlers, just the whole crew. Even the fans coming to watch us, because that's what they're there for. So put on the right show, and everyone work together, and you should get a good end product. So that's one of the first bases I was taught was. There's a lot of things now over who should win and who should lose. Doesn't really matter. As long as the show aspect is good and everyone's enjoying it. To me, that's what it's all about. And you want the fans to come back and watch us and make it enjoyable and make it fun. And that's what it's, to me. That's what it's about. I've never done it to get money out of it. I've just done it for the fun of it. I enjoy the aspect of putting on a show. So yeah, just enjoy it. To me.
Everyone gets told in training and stuff to come up with their own characters and their own gimmicks, and so what was the mentality of trying to come up with a character and a gimmick and pitching it to your trainer?
Me and my trainer, we kind of worked together for my gimmick. I think I'm a little bit stiffer than some people in the business. So his kind of gimmick was he gave me this mixed martial arts gimmick, kind of like similar to Brock Lesnar, I suppose. Where we had the MMA gloves and the shorts, so it kind of fitted in well with my character. It was a bit more intense than some of the other wrestlers. Just because I want my stuff to look a bit sharper. So, and then my character is a bit of a talker. He likes to smash about. So, I just kind of added that in as well. It was, even though yes, I think one of the ideas behind it as well was you sometimes get the gobby people in a situation, who think they can talk the talk and generally can't walk the walk either. So the other concept to my character was, he thinks he can fight, but when push comes to shove, he sometimes can be a coward as well. If when there's someone standing across the other side of the ring who will go for him, he doesn't like it so much. So he also has that. He likes to, if the things don't go his way, he likes to cheat and cheat to win. So he'll kind of, if he's not able to beat them up, he'll find another way to cheat and beat them up, which is probably what he'll do to Kartek soon in the later down the line.
With as most people over here or the viewers who view this video probably wouldn't know, but you have been a former champion over in the UK scene and the Scotland scene. So what was the feeling and in that moment of this is my first championship under my belt?
Well, the cool thing with the way I won my belt, it was a really cool scenario where I'd won this in that King of the Ring style tournament. I'd won a briefcase, and then from the briefcase I actually took the belt off my trainer. He had won the belt in a gauntlet sort of, we call it a doors match. So basically, instead of tables, you get put through a door, and he just won this match. But one of the doors had the number 13 on it, because I was the 13th winner of the style of tournament that I'd won the briefcase in. So he picked up the 13th door, and all the fans could see the number 13, and then my music hit, and I came out and cashed in my briefcase, and I picked up my trainer Murray, gave him the butterfly, went into the butterfly submission, and then I brought him over and smashed him into the table, and he passed out, and I won the belt, and it was cool, it was fun, I enjoyed it, and then I held the belt until I left to come to New Zealand. So it was and it was a cool looking belt, sort of like the one that Brock had when he first did his WWE stint in like 2002 or something. Similar sort of style to that, so it looked like a cool belt. So yeah, it went with my character. It looked cool.
You mentioned you lost the championship as before you moved over to New Zealand. What was the difference and transitions from the scene that you were used to the scene in New Zealand?
For the only difference for me, I think everyone's wrestling ability over here is the same or similar to the UK. I think one of the main differences over here is when we used to do it back in in the UK, we was done in a theatre, so we had a lot of lights and production and spotlight. So it seemed more of a show like, whereas over here at the minute it's done in a school hall. You know, I think if you added that little extra product on, it would look a bit nicer to me. And yeah, the other thing is getting the fans to attend more shows would help the wrestlers a bit more for just for confidence in shows and atmosphere. So if we, for me, if we got a better venue and maybe more fans would be a big change in the scene. But wrestling ability wise, I've seen some very very good wrestlers over here. But yeah, it's more just how we show the product would be the biggest change in the scene to me. So yeah.
Wrestling your first match in New Zealand, how all of that come about, and what was the feeling going through your mind?
Well, I actually came over here for a holiday first with my partner. She's from New Zealand, so we came over just to see what it was like, and I came to a training session with Graham. He mentioned that they had a show in Tauranga, so we went down there. It was a real fun show, they had heaps of matches on, so he's like, yeah, just fit in, and I did about 2 or 3 matches, and I think the reason I enjoyed that show a lot was it was an R18 show. We don't really do a lot of them, but they can be a lot of fun, and it was fun. I do like to stay with the family friendly sort of wrestling products, but yeah, R18 ones can be fun. So we did that, and we decided that we'd come over and move to New Zealand. So I believe my first match was against Devin Lockhart. Yeah, real solid wrestler. Real fun to work with. He's the most entertaining wrestler I've ever seen over here. I always enjoy watching his matches. They're fun to watch. So yeah, there wasn't any real difference in preparation over here. Like I said, the talent is on par with what I'd known before. So yeah, there wasn't much to adapt to, or no need to change anything. So yeah, it was all smooth, all nice.
What is your what is your ultimate goal in professional wrestling? What would you like to achieve?
Just continue to have fun. I just, like I said, I think I would like to maybe try help Hughes get a better venue, establish more of a fan base over here, and yeah, just get it busier and have more fun with it. So there's at the minute there's no goal for me to branch off elsewhere and try other stuff, because we can do it, in my opinion, we can do it all here from like ourselves and have fun with it in a good group of guys. So yeah.
Who would you like to face as an opponent in the ring? Is there any one specific, or is there any specific numbers of people that you would like to have matches with?
Just anyone that I can, really. There's I enjoy. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy. Like I say, I enjoy doing this. So I enjoy anyone's a challenge to me, and every match should, if you wrestle someone 6 or 7 times, you should try and have a different match every time. It shouldn't be the same. So, yeah, there's a lot of guys in New Zealand that I would like to wrestle. So yeah, just anyone really, anyone who wants to wrestle, I'm here.
Everybody has, got goals set out for the year, and obviously it's a new year. and what is some of Butler's goals that he would like to tick off?
Butler wants to. He always wants to get a championship. I know that. No, but he just wants to just wants to enjoy his wrestling. I think he wants to go to do more shows, help build a product over here, help build a fan base, and get a better venue.
What's your thoughts on the New Zealand wrestling scene now that it's getting a bit more attention with like guys like Travis Banks over in the UK and TK Cooper over in the UK, and you got Dakota Kai in the WWE.
Yeah, like I said, there's the. To me, there's no difference in talent. There's heaps more that New Zealand wrestling have got to offer, and I suppose I think the main one of the sad things is they've all had to go to the UK to get, or to go elsewhere to be as good as they are now, to get that sort of fan recognition and for people to notice them. So it'd be cool. To me, it'd be cool if we could do it from here as well. Build styles like that in New Zealand. That would be a good thing to do, in my opinion.
Is there a specific type of match that you would like to, tick off the bucket list?
To wrestle in? Oh, I'd love to do it. Oh, I'd love to do a ladder match. I'd love to do a tables match. I like them sort of stipulations. I probably wouldn't like to go too hardcore. Be cool to do a submission match, I suppose, and even just going old school and doing the old free fall sort of thing. Or even just there was one that I can't remember, was it Sheamus or someone? They did like seven matches, and it was first to four or something. But it was, every match was different. I would love to do that sort of stipulation. I suppose if we could, maybe a cage match, but I think they're a lot harder to do, but it's not out of the question. It would be, any stipulation would just, like I say, I'm a wrestling fan. I would just enjoy to do any sort of match, to be honest.
What are some of your favorite matches that you've had so far, and favorite moments so far in your career?
I think for me, favorite moment of all time in my wrestling would be the cashing in of the briefcase. It was a cool scenario. Favorite matches, I wrestled Joey Legend in Scotland. That was a fun match. And then also on par, I wrestled Bubblegum. He wrestles is from the UK. I think he does some work for Progress and stuff. Just both of them phenomenal workers, great wrestlers, and just so easy to work with. But yeah, every other person I've wrestled have just it's just been fun to do, and I've not had any difficulties with working with other wrestlers to produce a wrestling match. So every other person I've wrestled, I suppose, as well. But them two are just standout matches for me. That were real good and real to wrestle people of that standard. So I think you learn a bit more wrestling people who are much better than you, and then them two were light years better than anyone I've wrestled. So yeah, definitely them two.
I'm just gonna go for a bit of topic over here. If the opportunity came up, or if you had an opportunity to wrestle the standard hero Graham Hughes and do a like a little storyline with something, would you take that up?
Yeah, Graham's phenomenal trainer. Sadly, I just don't think Butler and Graham would ever, unless something happened. Maybe Graham stole my gear or something, But he's pretty sound with Butler, and Butler's pretty sound with him. So unless something different happened, yeah, I think Butler and Graham get on pretty well. So sadly not. I don't think we're going to see that very soon. I might be wrong, but yeah, maybe
Make it happen, Graham.
there may be a tag team. I don't know.
So what's what is next for Butler?
Well, in the last wrestling match he had, some guy, Kartek, beat him. So he'll probably find a way to get revenge on Kartek. And then his next thing will be he'll want to be the champion. So he won't stop until he becomes a champion over here. That's what I believe.
Thank you very much for taking the time out to do this interview, and thank you for giving a little inside scoop on who Butler is.
You're welcome.